4 basic tools to edit pictures, and there was something on the floor that you don't want to see, like a piece of thread. You could use the acne feature to click on that thread until it's all gone, and then your model smiled and you want to spruce up our teeth a little bit. You could just use the teeth feature and whiten our teeth a little bit.
And you said there's pink black girls, not area code. These black girls need to be in the shows, be on the runways, not just mood boards. On top of that, I wanna see when your team. Look at your crown, natural, relax to the Jericho. One time soft and sheen, where black girl magic is sometimes.
Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, as you read by the title, Sips Fake Tea. I'm gonna be talking about tools we could use as entrepreneurs today. If you have a small business or whatever you have going on in your life, if you're just a social media person and you like to make your posts look good, you know, whatever it is, you can watch this video and learn with me. So I'll be focusing on 3 major areas today. I'll be focusing on designing. We're gonna be speaking about editing pictures, and 3, we're going to talk about video editing. So design, pictures, editing the pictures, and video editing. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So yeah, let's go. But anyway, so part 2 is picture editing, and I use four basic tools to edit pictures. And not necessarily pictures of myself, but also pictures of products. So the first app that I use to edit my pictures is called Airbrush. I don't use everything in Airbrush, but I'm going to show you quick little areas that I use. And the first one is the acne feature. And not necessarily acne. It's not just for acne. Well, I don't just use it for acne, but I use it to, say for instance, you take a picture, right? And there was something on the floor that you don't want to see, like a piece of thread. You could use the acne feature to click on that thread until it's all gone, and then if the area looks a little judgy, you just use the smoothing tool to smooth over that area so that it looks just fine, as you're gonna see on the screen anyway. You're gonna see. And then also in that retouch area, I also use the teeth whitening. So for example, if you have say for instance you have a skincare company and one of your models, she was smiling in the picture, but to be fair, we don't all have the whitest teeth. Like, I don't have white teeth like that. I mean, people are going to the doctor these days. There are so many products being sold to whiten your teeth these days. So anyway, if the magazines could do it, why can't we do it? I'm just saying. I'm not saying catfish anybody and tell them and make your teeth them look too white on the picture of them, and then when them see you, it's not the same thing. So anyway, this is for business purposes, guys. Okay, so yeah, I have a skincare company and your model smiled and you want to spruce up our teeth a little bit. You could just use the teeth feature and whiten our teeth a little bit. And then another way I use it is by going into tools and I go into enhance, and I like when my pictures have a deep little vibe going on for it. I don't like light pictures. So I always highlight my pictures just to give it some depth. So I always move the highlight thing backwards to give it some depth. And then I give it a tad bit of brightness. And then I'll probably go over to the filters. And they have a bunch of filters in here on the... Just a bunch of filters. But my favorite one is either Iceland to give me that deep look, but that kind of cool look, or morning to give me that bright but at the same time it's kind of deep. So everything that if you want your pictures to have some depth, just move back the highlight, you will have some depth in your picture. And you could also use it to remove to blur the backgrounds. You could use Airbrush to crop, simple things as crop. You could use it to remove the backgrounds. I mean, you could use Airbrush for so many things. Just go in here, guys, and play around with it. It's here for your disposal and it's free. Well, it has a free section and it has a paid section, so all depends on how deep you want to go. Knock yourself out. So the second app that I use for picture editing is Photogrid, and I'm going to say Photogrid and Canva because when it comes down to picture editing or designing how I want my pictures to look on my website or my posts, I use Photogrid or Canva to put it in the right place, so to speak. So I use for the grid, not for the grids. Like y'all remember when in like 2010, 2015, right around them times we used to like use grids a lot. Like one picture with you front way, one picture with you side way, and one picture with you back way. Yes, we don't do that anymore. At least most of us don't. And so yeah, I use photo grid to like crop my images and add them, push them to the side of the image, or put it in the middle or in off the canvas. Yeah, so I use it to, I play around with my canvas because I love a lot of white space. So I'll downsize my images to the middle of the canvas so you could have a little white space around it. So yeah, that's what I use photo grid for, and you'll see on the screen just in case I'm not making any sense. But yeah, and I use Canva for the same thing, and I also use Canva to add text to my images. So if I do that in photo grid, I go over to Canva and I add some text to it because Canva has a lot of nice little fonts. Yes sir. So if I want to add text to my images, I use Canva, but you could also do that in photo grid. So yeah, that's what I use photo grid for, to get some white space. And the final one is Facetune, and I only use Facetune for basically one thing, to be honest, and it's not for face. I think Facetune was originally like a Apple product, but they copied it over and put it on Android. So I started in the Play Store and I was like, why not? So anyway, for Facetune, I just go into retouch, and then I go into details, and wherever on that picture that you want to be brightened, say, look for an example, say you have a product, right, and you want the box, so you take the picture of the product and it's not as bright as you want it to be. You could do that in airbrush as well, but if you want a particular area to be brightened on that image, you go into retouch, you go into details, and you basically move your finger over that area and it brightens like magic. So yeah, just move your finger over that area and it brightens. Go into detail, go retouch details, and it brightens the particular area that you need to brighten. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah. So if you have a product picture and you want say the color on the product packaging to pop a part of it, details, boom. And that's basically what I use Facetune for. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, and you could also use Photoshop for photo editing. I'm not a pro at it, so I don't have much to say about it. All I know is that if you want quality stuff, you can get quality stuff from these other apps as well. But we all know that Adobe Photoshop is known for giving you high quality stuff. The businesses use it, and if you're a professional and you could do things from scratch, go ahead and use Photoshop. Yeah, and that's it for part 2. This one was as long as the first section, so hopefully the video editing will go fast. So anyway, that's it for picture editing. Let's move into video editing. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for tuning in. If you sat down and watched this 30-minute video, thumbs up. But I think I'm gonna cut it into pieces because it was too long, and I feel like the information was very good, so I don't want to bore people with a lot of information all at once. So if you're watching part 1, go to the description to find part 2. If part 2 is not in the description, come back next week for part 2, because I normally post once a week or twice a week if I can. So if I upload this on Sunday, come back on Wednesday for part 2. Yeah, so part 1 is design tools, part 2 is picture editing tools, and part 3 will be video editing tools. And I hope you find this information valuable. If you did, leave a comment down below, leave a like, subscribe, you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I don't even know why I was bending. But anyway, y'all, thank you for watching.